Welcome to Give Me a Problem, I Solve It, the weekly series where I provide a solution to a problem that you, the viewers, send to me. This week's problem is, how do I get back on track with my to-do list after being interrupted? I'd say the first solution to any problem is figure out how to prevent it entirely or reduce the number of times it happens or the severity of how bad it is. Regaining your focus is no different. So I'd like to share some rules that I've adopted that have helped me. Schedule your day and tasks in sequence the day before. Do it in a way where it predicts when you might be interrupted, so that way when it does, there's as minimal friction as possible. For example, this could be doing more thought-intensive work early in the morning when no one is reaching out to you, and doing more running the business, on-the-go, production-type tasks later in the day. The next piece of advice I would say is when you are in a time block is to remove all distractions possible. This could be putting your phone on Do Not Disturb, putting on some headphones with focus music, setting a pomodoro timer, and of course, closing and locking the office door. Another key action step to take is to be in communication coordination with your team, or if you work from home, your family. Let them know what periods of the day are more thought intensive for you, where you'd much rather not be interrupted, and what periods of the day you are more open to receiving their communication. You can also make them aware of transition times, make sure you put them there, where in between each time block, they have a moment to actually chat with you in between if they need to. You also do need to be willing to give and take here and just allow them to get in touch with you if it is an emergency, and I'm sure you would want that too. Those are some tips on what you can do to prevent being interrupted in the first place. Now here's some advice on what to do when it happens. First off is a mindset thing. Don't get frustrated. No matter how well you plan your day, you are bound to have something thrown at you because we live on planet Earth and it's not going to go just exactly how we plan it. Everyone else has their plans too. I've been there. I've gotten frustrated when this has occurred, and honestly, no one wins when you get frustrated. You feel bad, the other person feels bad, it can tarnish relationships. When really, if we just come to embrace the fact it's going to happen, look at it as a game or a challenge. How can I address what is coming up right now in a way that fully handles it, in a way where the other person feels good, I feel good? Because if you're in that state of mind, you'll most likely get through it quicker and feel even more pleasant getting back into your task. I know for me, if I get frustrated and I try and go back to work, I am not 100% there back to work. I still have attention on that moment that just occurred. If you are getting interrupted by someone, ask yourself, is the solution to this problem already documented somewhere? If it is, ask the person if they've gone ahead and looked at that resource. If they haven't, direct them to do so. Now on the inverse, if it isn't written up somewhere and this just came up, guess what? It's your responsibility to make sure that the solution to that problem gets documented and made available for the rest of your team. The next question, ask yourself, is this someone else's job? If so, route that person over to the correct person on the team to get that handled. And again, if you work from home, you guys should look at whose duty is what. Mom and dad. Who handles what in the household, so that way you guys can divide and conquer addressing the different things that might come up. Now, a key thing on routing someone to someone else, you don't want to just be that person that says, oh, this isn't my job, go talk to John. You want to be like, oh, great, you know who is actually the best person to help you with this? It's John. Let me take you over to him now. And you actually bring the person over to that person. That way, you take full responsibility for the fact that they came to you for help, you bring them to the solution, and again, no one is feeling like they're being blown off, and you can feel good knowing that you got the person to the right person for help. If what came up is something that you can handle in less than 5 minutes, or it's a bigger priority than what you're currently doing, just handle it. Otherwise, let them know that you are in the middle of a very important task and you want to make sure that you prioritize getting what they just brought you done as well. Let them know when you can get it done by and make sure that that still matches the time frame they're thinking of. In summary, when you have planned, predicted, and have expectations about how each unique day is going to go, when it doesn't go that way, you'll not only be able to better control what occurs, but you'll also be able to address and handle how you react to it more professionally and more smoothly. By having rules on addressing these distractions, refer it, defer it, handle it, you can feel confident that you're managing things in the most optimum and efficient way. As you embed these protocols into how you manage work and stay consistent with it, your team, your family will start to recognize, okay, this is how that person works. I'm going to custom how I approach that person with any problems or any requests for help in a way that's going to match their work style. That concludes this week's problem. If you want to give me a problem to solve next week, please go ahead and leave a comment below.